In the next 8 minutes, I'm going to give you 5 quick steps that helped me get out of many, many ruts in my life. So either if you're here because you're going through a breakup, you're going through a business financial crisis, you're going through a health crisis, you feel stuck, whatever it may be, these 5 steps are extremely, extremely powerful and might also help you get out of this rut that you're going through, because ruts are not fun. It's not fun, especially when you're constantly digging the hole deeper and not actively working yourself out of it. It can be a very scary thing. And sometimes when you're going through a rut in life, and it can be from many, many things, but sometimes it feels like there's not that end of the tunnel, that this current struggle that we're in is going to be forever. And let me tell you that it's not. So let's start out with number 1. The very first thing that helps me get out of ruts really quickly is continuously working on myself. So either if that's my physical health, my body, spirituality, whatever it may be, always continuously working on myself and taking care of myself. So sleep is on track, getting 7 hours of sleep, moving my body, getting out to nature nonstop, getting a lot of steps in or strength training to release that tension, and overall just feel better. Moving your body, working out, it makes you feel better about yourself. Getting into nature, super good to kind of get out of your environment. It's super good as well to get present in the moment. Just overall taking care of yourself. Some things that I'm doing right now as well is like studying spirituality, the way the world works, just diving deeper and deeper in that as well. Those things help me keep moving forward. Number 2 is positive work, but this needs to be a daily thing. You're in a rut right now. So the first things first is that you got to get your mind out of that rut. You might externally in your world be in a rut, but internally, let's get that on track. And one of the best ways to do that is to get positive. Start looking at things that you're grateful for. Start looking at all the abundance that you do have in your life, even if your external world is chaotic. Find the abundance in your life. Become grateful. Flood yourself with positive videos, motivational videos, whatever you can find. When I'm going through a rut, I nonstop binge watch positive videos over and over and over again. Why? Because I'm trying to think differently. I'm trying to see things from a different angle and different perspective, because I don't want to stay out of this mess. I don't want to stay in this yuck, right? I want to get out of it. So I watch those videos and it really, really helps. Number 3, getting the nervous system on track and getting yourself present. So a lot of time when you're in a rut, you might be in your head a lot and you might be overthinking things and how to get out of it and what's to come. You might be scared and worried. Totally normal when you're a rut. But it's not needed. It's not going to help. Not going to help at all. Best way to handle this stuff is meditation, putting yourself in the observer moment. So what I mean by that is when you observe, you do not react. So it shows you that you are not your thoughts. So if you're in this rut and you're thinking bad and poorly about yourself, when you do these meditations and you practice being the observer of your life, you're no longer going to react so quickly to those negative thoughts and feelings. Instead, you'll observe the situation. It also helps you stop being so anxious and worrying as well, because you just get in the present moment. You're just observing, being here now, not worrying about what's going to happen next week, right? So meditation, super powerful, but also it's going to help with your nervous system, because you might get your mind on track. You might start thinking differently, but then your nervous system isn't attuned to it. So you got to get that on track as well. So through the right breath work, that's going to help you feel so much better. Then you can take action from there. Because when you're in a rut, oftentimes you might feel so beat down, it might kill out your energy. You just might feel so drained and just so stuck in your head. We don't want to stay there too long. Number 4, cutting out the negative strings in your life, specifically in your environment. This season that you're in is about getting better and growing. This is not a season of being there for every single other person who is struggling or whatever it may be. This is a season for you to get back on track, to get better. Therefore, it's okay if you need to say no to certain things. If you can't show up to certain events, people, whatever it may be, it's fine. It is fine. You got to take care of yourself. You got to get yourself back on track. You got to make sure that you're okay. Because even if you want to help other people, if you're in a bad rut, your energy, your mindset, your thinking, your positivity, your emotions, they're not going to be where you want them to be able to help those people. So it's best to focus on yourself, cut out negative strings. It's okay to be quote unquote selfish, of what society calls selfish, and really focus on yourself and getting yourself better, because that's the main focus right now as you're in this rut. Next is stop feeding the rut. So at this point here, as you're doing these processes, You're going to notice that there's going to be a part of you that almost wants to stay in the rut, that almost wants to keep complaining, wants to keep selling this story of what's going on. This is a time where you got to stop paying any attention to that rut. You got to almost live delusional. Live like it's already done. Act, feel like you're already out of the rut. Be that way and starve out this rut. Starve out anything that got you into this rut. If it was a relationship, block them. Stop focusing on them. Stop thinking about them. Delete the pictures. Like, move on. If it is a business rut, right? If it's a business rut, stop focusing on all the bad and all the fires. Focus on opportunities and things that are going to get you through this. If it's a health rut, stop feeding the negative self-talk and the doubt and the worry and all that stuff there. Focus on progress. Focus on what can I control right now. I can control what I eat today. I control move my body, my sleep. Let's do those consistently. Focus on what you can, control what you can, and let go of what you cannot. And stop feeding the rut. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the training for today. The 5 steps that I use to quickly get out of a rut, and at least, if not quickly, help me manage myself going through a rut as I get better. I hope this training really helps you out if you are going through a rut. If it does, make sure you leave a like, a subscribe, and share it with a friend who might be in need. And I'll see you guys on the next training.